Welcome back. Most healthcare centers located in rural communities are faced with a shortfall of workers and are left desolate, not able to function in meeting the needs of people living in villages. The lack of human resource is not the only challenge, as most women in rural communities are not empowered to work as health workers. The Kano State government in northwest Nigeria, in collaboration with Women for Health Group Intervention, has been tackling this challenge for 5 years now by training young women in nursing, midwifery, and other healthcare services.
For years, communities in rural areas of northern Nigeria have been faced with inadequate number of health workers.
MSS midwives.
This led the Kano State government and the Women for Health Group to undertake a program where young women from various rural communities are trained in nursing, midwifery, and as general health workers. Once the training is completed, they return to their homes and in turn serve the community.
This event, called the learning event, is to share the good news. To share the good news, to also celebrate the good news, to also celebrate the theory of change. The project has successfully trained women, rural girls, to become health workers. As you can see, we have 10 graduates that are here present that graduated from the School of Midwifery, Kano.
It's a stakeholder-driven program. Before we sat down with all the stakeholders, the traditional leaders, the religious leaders, different ministries and department and agencies of the government, and the parents, the husbands, and other members of the community. We got input from them. So having implemented all what they have, their inputs and suggestions, we feel it's also good for us to still bring them back to sit down and reflect on such suggestions that they have given, to see the successes that we have recorded and to see where we have challenges.
After 5 years, the intervention program has come to an end and the beneficiaries are thankful.
I appreciate the support and the state government that help us in the program.
Although the initiative may be over, it's expected that other states will continue with the vision of the program and further empower women.
Staying with health matters, the management of the University of Benin has denied reports that it prevented a man suspected of having monkeypox from being admitted into the hospital. The public relations officer of the UBTH, Joseph Wala, in an interview with Channels Television, confirmed that the hospital has a suspected case of monkeypox and the patient is responding to treatment. He also debunked reports of a monkeypox scare among patients and workers of the hospital, stating that the management of the hospital has taken steps to ensure that people are adequately informed about the disease.
There is no scare in UBTH, and there is indeed no need to be scared of anything at all. Yes, we do have a suspected case of monkeypox patient in our custody. The patient is in an isolated unit or ward, if you may, and the person is being is kept there, he's being watched. And presently, samples have been taken from him, and we're expecting results of those samples to come from designated test center, WHO accredited test centers. All right, and so we are expecting the test result. But until then, we cannot really say what it is. But suffice to say that the person on his own is even recovering and doing very well.
Time now to bring in Imana Amawe for business news.
You first. First Bank.
Glad to have you join us on Business News. The federal government plans to increase the market share of local construction companies with mergers and acquisition strategies in order to reduce the dominance of foreign counterparts. The strategy, which was discussed with the Association of Consulting Engineers in Nigeria, is expected to be actualized through the implementation of Nigeria's local content policy.
One major challenge confronting the construction industry in Nigeria is the absence of a big indigenous engineering firm to break the dominance of foreign firms in government contracts. The perception is that these foreign companies have international experience and expertise and therefore deliver better quality work than their Nigerian counterparts. In comparison with local construction companies, these firms charge significantly more but are preferred for their track record and timely delivery. Once the local content policy is promulgated, we will be advocating for mergers and acquisitions of engineering firms to enable us to meet the challenges ahead.
As part of government priorities for infrastructural development, the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing have provided over 2,000 houses in the last 2 years. The ministry is presently working collectively with consultants in various fields of the built environment with the aim of delivering affordable housing needs to the general public. The ministry is also engaging consultants from various backgrounds to ensure efficiency, transparency, and qualitative service delivery in the area of infrastructure to the citizenry. It will interest you to know that the ministry, in conjunction with resource persons of your caliber, is working out modalities to improve the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Nigerian multinational lender Diamond Bank says it plans to sell its subsidiaries in Benin, Togo, Côte d'Ivoire and Senegal and focus mainly on retail banking in Africa's biggest economy. This follows the completion of a share sale and purchase agreement to a Côte d'Ivoire-based financial services holding company, Manzi Finances SA, in August. The bank also plans to dispose its entire 1.985 million shares, which translates to 97.07% of its outstanding shares in Diamond Bank SA in Benin for 61 million euros. The company says it's obtained regulatory approvals in all jurisdictions for the transaction, which is expected to close before December 31. And the 31st edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair kicked off today with focus on the promotion of industrialization for economic recovery and sustainable growth. Declaring open the fair, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Okechukwu Enelama, tasks Nigerians to patronize locally made goods. Dr. Enelama also asked entrepreneurs to partner the federal government in its drive to stimulate the economy. And stock market sentiments picked up at the close of today's trading, driven by the performance of bellwethers in the consumer and industrial goods sectors. Chimezie Obiwagu has an overview of the day's transactions.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The equities market did not disappoint traders at all this Friday as expected. The all-share index reversed into the green by 0.17%. The industrial and the consumer goods sectors are to be thanked for this, as stocks such as Nestle, Flour Mills, WAPCO and PZ gained in price. However, in terms of price movement, University Press topped the gainers, up 9.75%, while Presco was the highest price decliner. Transaction value was almost 4 billion naira, while the volume of shares was about 361 million traded in 4,396 deals. FBNH was the top volume and value driver, followed by UBA and Diamond Bank. For traders and analysts, market has assumed some stability. The fundamentals are right, coupled with strings of positive numbers. And so, there is hope that next week will be better for equities. And that was the Stock Market Report. I'm Chimezie Obiwagu.
Meanwhile, the Nasdaq Composite closed a few hours ago with a new record high, following strong third-quarter earnings from tech giant Apple. In the meantime, here are some snapshots of the major global equities. And that's Business News Tonight. I'm Imana Amawe. It's back to Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
The people of Akoko in the northern senatorial district of Ondo State have made a passionate appeal to the federal government to rehabilitate road networks in the area, which are in deplorable state. The area, consisting of 4 local government areas, is a major link between Ondo State, the Federal Capital Territory, and other parts of northern Nigeria.
Lack of road maintenance is a major problem in the country, which makes it difficult for most individuals to get to their destinations as fast as they want. An example of such is this expressway linking Owo and Ikare Akoko, a major federal road in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. Unfortunately, a large portion of the road is totally damaged. Motorists plying this route share their experiences.
The situation is so pathetic. The other time I was coming from Ikare, my vehicle got spoiled here. Actually, the government tried, Akiti tried to put, to fill up this environment, but yet it's not enough.
The road is too bad, it's too much bad, and we can't manage to continue with this. The government can help us. No road from our to Ikale.
The road is bad, and it has been like this for long, and the government are not doing anything to make sure that the road is good. You know, what they normally say about this kind of road is that they will say this one is state road, this one is federal road, and it's getting worse day by day. Like you can see the accident that happened there is due to the bad road.
Residents in the area appeal to the authorities to reconstruct the road as soon as possible to reduce the rates of accidents.
We have been employing federal government since all these days to come and see to that road because millions of souls have lost in that road. And in our area here, in Akoko Southwest here, there is no good road at all. No good one. Both state, both federal, there's no one that is good. And if the government, the federal government can help us, and the state also, we will be very happy.
Let the government try and repair the road because plenty people, plenty life lost here and property. We are calling on government to come and do it.
Help seems to have come to the people with this construction work. When this rehabilitation is fully completed, motorists plying the road will begin to enjoy the good road network, and this will ultimately improve economic activities in the state.
Still ahead on the news at 10, world number 1 Rafael Nadal puts doubt over his status for the ATP World Tour Finals in London after pulling out of the Paris Masters due to a knee injury. Stay with us.